One of the many reasons people come to Southwest Florida is to get outside and play outdoors, from the football fields to the fairway. In this week's show, we're tackling the sporting life, and we begin with a sport that's definitely the fan favorite. A Friday night feature, high school football is a time-honored tradition.
We've got grandpas and dads and grandsons that all played for Naples High School that are sitting in the stands or on the field, so it's a really cool vibe.
Then a sport that is courting your attention. Pickleball is on a roll and taking a local business along with it. We take a look in Pickleball in Paradise. Plus, they're tan, toned, and at the top of their game. Hundreds of the country's top bodybuilders compete in Naples to see who has the best bods. I'm Amy Osher. We'll also have the latest scoops and stories from our newsroom, along with expert golf tips in our Help Yourself segment. I'm Amy Osher. Thanks for joining us. The hot temperatures might be telling you it's still summer, but September marks the start of fall sports. And in these parts, high school football is the fan favorite. As much as we lament how times have changed, very little's changed on Friday nights in the fall at Naples High. The football field here, like others around the country, is lit up with excitement for each home game.
We've got grandpas and dads and grandsons that all played for Naples High School that are sitting in the stands or on the field, so it's a really cool vibe.
The oldest high school in the county, they've been fielding teams for more than 6 decades. Coach Bill Kramer's led them for the past 19.
We have the big target on us each week of the season and throughout the year, and we have a bunch of people that laid the foundation before us that we feel very responsible to.
Naples High won Southwest Florida's first state title in 2001 and repeated when Kyle Lindquist was a junior linebacker.
Now I'm a teacher here, so I coach on the freshman football team. It's a place where I have a lot of memories.
Kyle graduated from college and came back.
One of my best friends was playing quarterback for Barron Collier, and he threw an interception to me on the 35-yard line right there on the second play of the game, and I remember it to this day. And he tackled me too, and we still talk to each other about it all the time.
So he's going to appreciate you bringing this up.
Yes, he will love it. Vince Caputo.
For Mona Wright, Football Fridays is all about that bass. Well, the trombone and trumpet, actually. Both Mona's kids played in the marching band.
When my son joined the band, I became a band booster mom. We're real excited because they just got new uniforms. We're hoping this Friday night that they're going to be able to debut them.
Boosters still raise money running the concession stand. And I think back to when I was in high school and it was a soft drink and a hot dog. What are people getting now?
We offer hamburgers and cheeseburgers, pulled pork, and hot dogs. We get all of our meats from Jimmy P's.
There are lots of mouths to feed. Up to 7,000 people fill the stands, hungry for football, feasting on the atmosphere.
I think everybody harkens back to having good memories of when they were in high school.
The community's grown in size and wealth. A few former players went on to make their own fortunes in the NFL, never forgetting their Friday night frenzies.
Everybody says the same thing like, Coach, there's nothing like Naples football. It's never better than Naples football.
Football players from the community school in Naples had the experience of a lifetime. No one was road tripping to their game Friday night. Instead, the team flew to meet their opponents in a faraway game. Adam Fisher reports.
This week, the Community School of Naples football team embarked on the longest road trip any Collier County program has ever taken. On Tuesday, the Seahawks traveled 5,000 miles to Dublin, Ireland to play Westminster School from Atlanta. Community School's game was part of the American Football Showcase, a series of 3 U.S. high school football games in Dublin on Friday. The showcase was done in conjunction with the College Football Classic, played every 2 years in Ireland and featuring Boston College and Georgia Tech this year. By taking part in the showcase, Community School became the first local football team to play outside of the United States. Part of Community School's mission is to make its students global citizens. The North Naples Private School has a global exchange program to expose students to different cultures around the world. The football team's trip to Ireland fit into this mission. In addition to playing football, the Seahawks had an itinerary full of sightseeing and educational trips in Ireland. The players visited a 300-year-old battlefield, participated in Gaelic games, walked the streets of Dublin, and dined at local restaurants. They also experienced a pep rally in historic Merrin Square and were in the parade through St. Stephen's Green Park in the heart of Dublin. The team even stayed in dorms at Trinity College, which was founded in 1592 and is the oldest university in Ireland. To read stories and see pictures from Community School's trip to Dublin, visit naplesnews.com/prepzone.
The sporting event of the summer is all over but the bragging. A lot of Olympic athletes are heading back to their college campuses. We had a handful from our area, including Fort Myers native and former FGCU volleyball standout Brooke Sweet. That got us asking ourselves, what U.S. college won the most medals? See for yourself. Football not your game? Maybe you prefer pounding the pickleball. When we come back, we look at a local business banking on the fast-growing paddle sport. Stay with us.
My name is Steve Unser, and cabinetry is my specialty. I have been creating custom designed cabinetry for 20 years in Southwest Florida. And now I am celebrating the grand opening of our new Naples showroom. Steve Unser Cabinetry will help you design your kitchen, bath, or home office with stunning results, offering the best quality of cabinets with a wide variety of design options and pricing to fit any budget. If your kitchen isn't becoming to you, you should be coming to us. Now 2 locations to serve you.
This Labor Day weekend at Bears Furniture. Save half off Tommy Bahama and beautiful Lexington designs. You can't buy Tommy Bahama for less anywhere else in America, guaranteed. Shop Bears' incredible selection of 100% all genuine leather designs. Like this Bernhardt sofa, just $13.97. Bring home this beautiful Millbrook bed or dining table, your choice for just $3.97. Hundreds of brands ready for immediate delivery. Bears Labor Day weekend sale. Don't miss it.
Thousands of people in Southwest Florida make the Naples Daily News their daily destination. And when they do, we say, you are here. That's why we've renamed our classified section to NDN Local Fides. In here, you'll find lots of other people buying, selling, and doing business locally. Naples Daily News Local Fides looks better than ever, and inside you'll find all kinds of things. Things you're looking for, or surprised by the thing you thought you'd never find. There is no better place than here. Naples Daily News Local Fides.
You could argue that Southwest Florida is the epicenter of the pickleball universe. Last spring, Naples played host to the inaugural U.S. Open Pickleball Championship, and it may be the tournament's forever home, having committed to the event until at least 2018. The sport started as a hit with the senior crowd and has since taken off. The success of pickleball is playing right into the playbook of a local company. Naples' own Pickle Pro makes paddles used in the game. No surprise they're banking on the sport's popularity.
We make pickleball paddles right here in Naples, Florida. It's all American made product, and we started this in 2013 is when the company was founded. And of course, like most companies, we had a loss the very first year, but the 2014 and 2015 have been phenomenal. And in each of those years, we've grown over 210% in each year. And our sales since 2013 are projected to reach $2.5 million before the end of this year. So we're a growing company. We're hiring local people. So we're providing employment for people in the Naples and Fort Myers area. We're just excited about the product. It's been proven in the community. We sell tons of them on Amazon.com. We have our own website, pickpro.com. We want to get involved in the Pickleball US Open next year in Naples, and hopefully become a title sponsor and provide whatever else we can to help that tournament grow next year. So it's a great company, it's a great product. We have a wonderful crew. They all love working here. I love working here myself. It's very rewarding to work at Pickle Pro, and I look forward to good things for our company in the near future.
It's not often we get to talk about a fishing scandal, but even a peaceful pastime can get ugly when millions of dollars are on the line. This fishing fiasco has a Naples hook. A Naples CEO was named winner of the 34th annual White Marlin Open in Ocean City, Maryland, until he wasn't. Philip Heasley brought in the tournament's only white marlin, which weighed in at 76.5 pounds. Far from a record, it was enough to earn a $2.8 million prize. Only officials suspected a rules violation having to do with what time the fish was caught. They brought Heasley and his crew in for lie detector tests, allowable under tournament rules. Test administrators found Heasley was deceptive during 2 separate lie detector proceedings. As a result, officials yanked the title and the prize money. The Mega Money Fishing Tournament is now tangled up in a court fight with 13 contestants who want a share of the winnings and Heasley who maintains his innocence. Okay, it's a stretch, but Alan Bartlett is always a good sport when it comes to crafting a thought-provoking commentary for us. Today is no different.
40 plus years ago, when I decided to go into journalism, my plan was to become a sports writer. That changed when I found the next best thing, writing about politics. After all, you could use some of the same verbs and cliches. Candidate A soundly defeated Candidate B. Candidate C eked out a win over candidates D and F. Candidate X topped Candidate Y in a contest that went down to the wire. My career change was affirmed when I went to a farm in Collier County and watched a guy named Bob Graham heavily sweating it out on the field, doing some heavy lifting. He was a candidate at the time. He was doing one of his patented work days as a tomato picker. Man, this guy was huffing and puffing. Yet he persevered to victory, becoming Florida governor. So we just finished the playoffs, known as the primary, and we're headed to the big game, the general election. Candidate 1 will be pitted against Candidate 2, 3 versus 4, and so on. Decades after I went from a wannabe sports writer to a political junkie, we're seeing the influence of big money in both arenas. Not just multi-million-dollar contracts for athletes, I'm talking multi-million-dollar influence of political action committees and super PACs on elections. Maybe it's time to put the super PACs on salary caps and luxury tax penalties. But I digress. I want to talk about attendance. Instead of having to drive to watch games in the past or even try to catch them on TV, you now can follow the games from the comforts of your home over the internet or on your smartphone. As we saw in this past primary election, the modern-day voter doesn't much want to drive to a venue either to take in the playoffs or the big game. More than half the votes came by mail, not from people driving to an early voting location or their precinct. It's time to start a serious conversation about what's next in voting. Yes, I'm talking about voting over the internet from the comforts of home. This isn't candidates getting more likes on Facebook or more followers on Twitter. Folks, we can fill out our income taxes online, we can pay our bills, we can do our banking, we can manage our Social Security. I'm not a hacker, but if I were, I'd be after your bank or credit card information, not your voter ID. Step one, we need a national database to be sure nobody can vote in more than one state in the same election. The game is changing. Internet voting is the next game changer. That's what I'm thinking. Join in the conversation at naplesnews.com.
Finally, our team of reporters are back with a look at what's happening on the beat.
Hi, I'm Alex Glorioso, the political reporter here at the Naples Daily News. As many of you know, on Tuesday, the August 30th primary was officially over. As far as the congressional race, Francis Rooney slid into an easy victory. He won about 52% of the vote for both Collier and Lee counties. Already we are transitioning into the general election. One of the first stories that I'm working on is the ground games for both Clinton and Trump across Florida. I'm trying to figure out, is this an antiquated idea? Do ground games even matter? Is Trump's personality enough to pull voters out on the general election? And how much is he really behind Clinton? There's two things I'll be looking at: TV ad buys and office locations, and then also stemming from that, how voters are getting organized across the states and between counties. So stay tuned, look for that story and more to come.
Hi, I'm Greg Stanley at the Naples Daily News, and this week we're going to take a look out into the Gulf, actually, because we have a number of artificial reefs that have been planted over the last couple years, pretty far out in the Gulf of Mexico, along with a number of towers and other really good hot spots now for fishing. And we've never been known as a particularly great scuba or free diving side of the ocean, but we have a local group who is starting up a Naples spearfishing league, and lots of interesting things happening out of it. We've seen some of their videos, we've been talking to them, and they're finding some of these giants out there in the Gulf and having some interesting encounters with sharks. And so we are going to be digging in with that, hopefully getting some good video and good photo to go along with it.
Coming up, help yourself to some golf tips. Teaching pro Jim Suddy gets back to basics. That's ahead and behind the headlines.
I'm Jeffrey Heitman, NCH. This is my hospital.
I'm Shonavella McCunney, and this is my hospital.
I'm Thomas Parent, and this is my hospital.
My name is Kenneth Bookman, NCH. This is my hospital.
NCH, this is my hospital.
Still think real estate's a gamble? Not at Vineyards. When you look at the homes, amenities, the community itself, and the fact that Vineyards is debt-free, you can't lose. And here's our ace up the sleeve: a full golf lifetime membership, free with every new home purchase. We've stacked the deck in your favor at Vineyards. Come see our 15 new models open daily.
You can get it on the couch, you can get it on the floor, you can get it at a bar or even at the store. You can get it on the porch, you can get it on the lawn, you can get it at the table or even on the john. In the rain, at the game, in the park, in the dark, you can even get it on the bus. You can get it in a meeting, get it while you're eating, or even in the back of a pickup truck.
With the Naples Daily News, you can get the news anywhere. Subscribe online today.
Football may be a top spectator sport, but golfing represents a huge slice of life in Southwest Florida. In our continuing Help Yourself series, we called on a pro to help you better your game. Today, he'll help you get a grip.
The grip, most all of you have bad grips. I hate to say that, but you really do. I'm going to go through this rather quickly, and Eric will help me when he comes in here. But when you hold the club, you don't want to hold it in the palm of your hand. Most people will hold the club in the palm of their left hand like that, instead of where those lines are right there. So you want to hold it in the line where the lines are, in the roots of the fingers, and then get the hand over so the thumb is over to the right side of the shaft. Not like this. This is how most of us hold it, and that's why we slice. So let's get it on over like that. The thumb is down there at 1:30, 2 o'clock on the shaft. Now we put the hands together. You see I put a line there, and that line is to go on the thumb, right on the left thumb. And then we put this in the fingers as well. See, in the fingers, not the palm. It's in the fingers, and we have the hands facing one another. So you can see both these arrows are lined up to my right shoulder. I'd rather have your grip too far to the right than too far to the left. If you're too far to the left, the face will come in open. You'll slice the rest of your life. You want to come on in here, Eric, and we'll just take a quick look at your grip here. So you can see here, when he holds the club here, how this left thumb is over to the right. Okay, over to the right. Now put your right hand on. In the fingers. Both these arrows lined up to his right shoulder, and it's in the fingers. And he has what we call a interlocking grip like Jack Nicklaus. That's gets the hands close together. So we call on this tip position and pressure. The position part of it I've just talked about, but the pressure part is what he does with his hands when he swings. He should have a grip pressure of 3. A lot of you hold it at number 8 or 9 or 10. That's why your swing is affected. Really relaxed. If he took the club and just went like this and dropped it, that's about almost how much pressure there should be in the hands. So you want to hit that one and give us a good hit here, Eric. That was a good hit, and he can get a good release and a good swing if his position and pressure are correct. Try that.
You can't cover the sporting life without including a stop on the water. Not many people get a view like this. It takes a see-through canoe and a lot of luck. This comes to us from the USA Today Network. And finally, bronze bodies on display, rippling with muscles. More than 200 athletes took the stage last weekend at the Ritz-Carlton Golf Resort to show their stuff. Pumped up bodies were on display between a lifting competition and a body sculpting competition. In her article, Daily News reporter Harriet Heithouse calls it a cross between a Paul Bunyan challenge and the Miss America pageant. One facet of competition had contestants competing in various lifts, and for the first time included a dual powerlifting category. This was all part of the second annual Naples Sports Festival, which featured only bodybuilding. The event drew participants from as far away as Europe and Japan. The Pro Bikini Championship looked purely at physique and posing. As expected, the competition also attracted a fair amount of makeup artists and spray tanners. You can find out more by reading Harriet's story at naplesnews.com. That'll do it for this edition of Behind the Headlines. Thank you for watching. You can see all of our shows, past and present, by logging on to naplesnews.com. On the left-hand side, under Quick Links, just select Behind the Headlines. We also post links on Facebook. I'm Amy Osher. See you back here next week.
In my view, it's the greatest team sport ever invented by men. By design, there's a group of guys, the offensive line, that are never allowed to touch the ball. It's only got, in a normal course of play, they'll never touch the ball. And their job is just to help those guys be better, the guys behind them. There's no other sport like that. Imagine the soccer field where half the team can't touch the ball at any one point. it'd be hard to sell, you know? So we're going to teach selflessness. We're going to teach servant leadership. And in our program, we want our guys to learn how to work hard, to make important commitments and then keep them. And that's going to translate into being a really good husband and father, employee and employer. And so, again, football's a tool, a vehicle for us to grow these guys into being great members of our community.
I would say there are a lot of things that I learned being on the football team that prepared me, but the biggest one would be to honor my commitments, because it is 100% the hardest thing I did in high school, and it's definitely up there as far as in terms of life, but just making the commitment to doing something through thick and thin, when it was hard, when it was easy, when it was fun, when it was not, and I think that was really the biggest thing that I learned from football and from the coaches who really taught it to us. Yeah.